Every moment you have breath justifies the fact that you're worthy to take a chance on yourself. So anytime you doubt, am I worth taking a chance? Take a breath. And if you can enjoy that breath, realize you have a miracle happening that justifies and sustains the idea that yes, you're worth it.
So my 8-year-old son 2 weeks ago discovered Minecraft. So he started playing Minecraft and he's having some challenges because he's not used to playing video games. And of course, he watched on YouTube. Of course, I was watching over him to make sure he wasn't watching anything else. He sees how other people are building specific items. Like one guy built a rocket ship.
Yeah.
But my son gave up on Minecraft because he felt like it was so impossible. I'm like, son, why do you want to give up? He's like, well, I just can't do it. And I looked at him and I thought about you and I said, son, you should give yourself a chance.
Dang.
So sometimes our eyes get so big that we create the impossible. Unless we give ourselves a chance, we'll never achieve the impossible. You like that one?
Such a good start. I love it. For those of you guys who've been watching, you guys all know why Min's favorite thing is a lollipop, but he'll give a quick intro to it. But nonetheless, you guys all know too that my favorite things are usually around mezcal because apparently I'm an alcoholic compared to Min. And so today's mezcal, it's really, really good. It's a blend pretty much on the varietal. So you're going to have espadín and tobala. So you have a different essence of flavor in there. And so for you, it might be a really interesting one. And I poured you some there too. And I can't remember actually if this is one that has lamb pechuga in it, but some mezcals too, you'll take cooked meat and in the distillation process they'll put it there as it's evaporating and being distilled, so you can get like a meat essence to it as well. You have a little mezcal there.
So this is mine.
That was yours.
A meat essence.
You might. I can't remember if that's what this one is or not, but I think you'll enjoy it.
So essentially it's liquid meat.
Yeah, liquid
I was
meat.
going to say, like, this guy's drinking meat.
Dude, protein. You got to get it in somehow. Peter, I know you brought your favorite thing too, so we'll have you share.
It is one of my favorite things, yes. So Wiley Wallaby, or maybe it's Willy Wallaby, I don't know. So this is Australian licorice. Now it's very different than like, I don't know, red vines or like, what's the other ones? The Twizzlers or whatever.
Yeah.
With this one, you either love it or you hate it. And this is how I judge who I hang out with. So I'm going to give both of you guys one of these. And you tell me what you like, and then we'll
and it's one of your favorite things?
It is definitely one of my favorite things.
You gave the cat out of the bag, dude. Now,
was I supposed to say that?
Yeah, because now I know that if I don't like it, you
Okay, no, this is just
anymore.
a litmus test to see about if I should still be friends with you. You two men. Now, it's very, very sticky, so...
I love it already.
Yeah, so don't get all up in the mic, otherwise you're going to be doing some licorice ASMR.
I actually do like it. I like because it's so thick. It's
It's very rich. You only need like one or two.
It's a thicker, richer version of a Twizzler.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I've never thought of it that way.
Did they make it in marijuana gummies?
I wish they did. Not that I partake in that, but I wish they did.
Some THC on it.
Min, tell us a little bit about yours.
Well, I love, and my favorite thing to eat is C's lollipops. Growing up as a kid, when I actually achieved goals in my life, my mom would take me to the Buena Park Mall in Orange County.
BP Mall.
Yeah, Buena Park Mall, and we would go to the C's candy store, and I would get a lollipop. And because we couldn't afford a lot, this lollipop was my award, my achievement, to reward me for doing good. So, for myself, success is all up in your head. And when you get little rewards as you go along in life, that momentum will push you to your next achievement, and then your next achievement. So, thank you, Mom.
We're excited to have you today, man.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
I want to start off and just have the audience learn a little bit about who you are. Feel free to share what you do now, but also just share a little bit about your past and what you've experienced, and then we'll go into some questions and ask you for some deeper examples.
Yeah, for sure. So Peter Flores, I'm currently a real estate agent at Compass and down in Dana Point. I had my license for about 4 years, but I've had experience in banking and finance. Geez, I'm going to age myself for about 24 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. You know what this guy said? He introduced me to a customer one time, and he said, you know what? He's a bit of an older gentleman. And I'm like, dude, you're making me sound like I'm like 90 years old.
I mean, you got the gray, bro.
I do.
If you got the gray, you got to own it.
It's wisdom. It's wisdom.
I just wanted to make sure they were ready. It's like, dude, he's older, but don't discount him for that.
Yeah.
He does Instagram.
Well, when I introduced you, I said, you know what, this guy's a kid, but he really knows what he's talking about. So.
I'll take that.
Yeah. No,
he's a kid genius, strategist.
Yeah, exactly. So long story short, Ford, working at Tower Records, probably the best job I've ever had in my life. It was just so much fun. didn't pay me anything. I was getting paid like $3.50 an hour back then. So yeah, dating myself again. Sosi. How I fell into banking and finance, one of my friends came in and they said, hey, you know what? How much are you getting paid? I told him $4.25 and you're a manager? Dude, come work over at Wells Fargo. You're going to get paid like $18 an hour. So I was like, dude, yeah.
Oh,
So
back then, 18. If you're going 4 to 18, that's like big time.
dude, yeah, that was money. That was money back then. So went to Wells Fargo and I started off on phone customer service. Hey, this is Peter. Yeah, here's your balance, blah, 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 whatever. And kept graduating. Eventually, I went into doing home equity line of credit. Then I went into business banking and then eventually wound up over at Chase Bank, JP Morgan. And that's where I learned to do commercial finance, doing working capital lines of credit, financing big pieces of heavy machinery, financing owner-occupied real estate. So we would pre-write stuff so I know how to look at financials, business financials. And then eventually I went into JP Morgan where I would do basic contract negotiation with Fortune 5,000 companies. And they actually end up letting me go. And lo and behold, I think it was actually a blessing in disguise because I don't think I ever would have been bold enough to quit my job and step into real estate. So even though that door closed, God opened up another door for me. And I'm so grateful that happened.
Understand all those components. And even for me, I don't know them in the detail. And so I'd love to kind of hear what was business capital like? Was it acquiring businesses? Was it financing businesses through private loans? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah. So basically, say, Minh, you own a manufacturing company. You're manufacturing your favorite lollipops, all right? And you come to me and say, Peter, I need this new piece of equipment because it's going to help me manufacture these lollipops faster and more efficient. So I say, okay, man, give me all of your financial stuff. I need tax returns, profit and loss statements, everything, right? So I would take it, look at it, basically do a pre-underwrite it and say, okay, you know what? You need a $300,000 loan for this new piece of equipment. You cash flow for it. And then I submit it to the actual underwriter for an approval. But we do a lot of work up front. So basically financing stuff that's going to help you make more money on what you're already doing.
Got it. What was like some of the fun ones that you're like, man, I'm really proud I got to be a part of that person?
Okay, so you would never believe this, and I still don't believe it, but you know the guys that come to the corporate centers and they wash your cars?
Yeah.
Car washers, right?
Yeah.
So, can't remember the guy's name. But anyways, little tiny guy, the best car
It's always
washer.
the tiny guys,
It's
dude.
always the small guys. Yeah, I don't know why.
What is up with you guys?
King David was short, I'm saying.
Napoleon was
So
short.
Napoleon.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yep. So
Maybe Jesus was short.
he probably
Tom
was.
Cruise was short.
He
Yeah,
is short.
He is
I
short.
mean,
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Did I
Sylvester
miss him?
Stallone.
Arnold short?
I don't think Arnold was that big, right?
I don't know. I always picture him as a big old
because I saw
beast.
Ed Milet is
stuff.
short.
Oh, yeah.
Ed, no, is he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not that tall.
He doesn't look. He
I
looks
know.
like he's big.
His muscles look
that
I
very
heard
big.
Vin
Angle.
Diesel. No, yeah, Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Really?
See?
Bruce
Power
Lee,
short man.
but
I think you have.
Bruce
yeah, but
Lee.
I think when you're under 5'8", you have more to fight for.
yeah, like 4 more inches.
4 more inches. They have lifts now. We get them in a pair of lifts. So this guy, he was a car washer, right? And he came in to service. He needs some servicing on his account. I don't remember what it was, but anyways, I pulled up his account, and you think this guy's a car washer? Okay, I was expecting like this guy not having any money in his account. Pulled up his account. Dude has $175,000 chilling in his checking account as a car washer. So I started talking to him, and I said, "What are you doing? Or is there something else you're doing?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Mr. Peter." It's always Mr. Peter's. Mr. Peter, I'll tell you what. I'm the best car washer in the world, and this is why I make this money. I'm like, but what are you going to do with all this money? I came to America with nothing, and I want to make a better life for my kids. So that really sat with me and said, this guy, he's like, yeah, right?
Stop right now. Give me a second, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That really hit me.
And I'm like, wow, yeah, that hit me too. I was like, okay, if this guy can save $175,000 by washing cars, why can't I do that? I mean, this guy was managing his finances better than I was. So I started asking him again, like, were you always like this? How did you save all this money? He's like, well, I get to go to all these different businesses and I meet bankers, I meet accountants, and I just talk to them. I ask them what I need to do. He's like, and they taught me how to manage my finances.
Wow.
But I'm going to buy a house for my kids. And that was one of the best feelings I ever had, that I could be involved with that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy too, right? Because it's like the access to information, Google helps a bit, right? But if you're not humble enough to feel stupid and ask questions, you're just not going to get like people look for the best fast tracks, right? They're like, what's the shortcut? The shortcut is humble your freaking self and be willing to look stupid and ask questions, right? That guy was asking people that, he could have been like, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm their car wash guy and I'm going to ask them for advice, right?
But you know what? Because he had nothing to lose. He came from nothing, so he had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I should treat that as I have nothing to lose, because you really don't, right?
Yeah.
What do I have to lose from learning from Minh? What do I have to lose from learning from you? I have only to gain. right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe my pride, if like Min says, no, I don't want to teach you anything, get out of here.
Well, I think
right?
that's a big hit, though, because like I know a lot of people who have nothing to lose, right? They came from other countries, but I also see the machismo side that they never will humble themselves ass because they don't want to lose their ego. It's like once you learn how to lose your ego, you can actually gain a lot of money. What about other ones that like you saw whatever investment like change their entire business?
It's always people that come from different countries or different upbringings where it seems like the drive is just so much more, right? So I had these guys that came in, they're from Brazil. They're running a jiu-jitsu gym. And this was back before Acai.
Gracie and Barra?
It's actually Gracie Baja.
That's right.
Yeah, the R, it's a H sound. Okay, don't disrespect the shield like that. It's Gracie Baja.
You're right.
I used to roll a little bit
guys.
too. So
I did too, but I will be embarrassed to say that now.
yeah, so Gracie Baja. But anyways, so yeah, this was before acai bowls were popular and like super like in. So these guys came in and they really didn't know what to do. So I kind of guided them and said, okay, this is what you need to do if you want to get a loan. 9 months later, they came back with the proper paperwork. And what they were launching was a acai bowl bar.
Yeah.
Now, 10 years later, maybe it's 12 years later, they actually have it franchised out. I think they have 8 locations.
Damn.
So it all came from a vision and bringing something and solving an issue or solving a problem that people didn't even know they wanted.
Yeah.
People had no idea what acai bowls were. And I was like, dude, what's an acai bowl? It looks like...
I used to call it acai.
Yeah, acai, right?
Acai bowl?
What's an acai bowl? Yeah. So coming from nothing and building a dream and solving a problem that people don't know they have or what people don't know they want, you can make tons of money.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to borrow money, what do they have to have in order for the bank to give them money?
That's a good one.
Okay, so usually time in business, they're going to see 2-3 years, and it's been a while since I've been in banking, but usually 2-3 years in business. You could also do SBA loans, which will help mitigate some of that risk. SBA loans will actually guarantee a portion of that loan.
Can you say what an
bank.
SBA loan is?
Small Business Administration. So the way you can think of it in terms of like residential lending, FHA, right? They guarantee the bank's portion of that loan, right? Small Business Administration, SBA.
Which is a government entity?
It's a government entity, and they're going to basically guarantee a portion of that loan. Now, sometimes it may be more costly, but basically the SBA, they're going to allow, I forgot what the exact ratios were, but let's just say the cash flow ratio, you need to be at 2.25 to 1. So basically for every dollar of expense you have, you're going to have 2.25 cents of income. Using SBA, they could lower that. So instead of 2.25, you could have a $1 of expense to $1.50 of income. So you could lower that, and that's how they mitigate that risk.
So that's the translation from debt to income ratio to...
Roughly. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
I'm doing it from memory, but
Yeah.
it may have changed, but it's roughly about that. So all the banks have similar guidelines. So if you could fit within that box, you need to do that. So the second thing that business owners or entrepreneurs need to do is you need to get a smart accountant, and you need to meet with them quarterly, if not monthly, and tell them what your goals are. You want to buy a building, you want to buy a piece of equipment, that CPA should have a contact at a bank where they could actually team up together and tell you what you need to do, where you need to be at to get that. Because like I said, the banks have these ratios, and that CPA should knows, okay, within these ratios, with your income coming in, your expenses, this is where we need to trim the fat, or this is where you can go up to be within that box to fit for the bank to lend to you.
So then you've taken this information from banking, you've been exposed to underwrite, you've been exposed to business ideas. How does that translate for you into real estate, and why the heck did you focus on real estate, right? Because in one narrative, they could look at it and be like, okay, you left banking and you went into real estate. You couldn't have the banking option anymore. But you could have also done a ton of other self-employments, right? Like you didn't have to become a realtor.
Right.
Why did you go realtor route? What's that to you? And how is it translated the value from your previous experience?
Also, how did you how did you, oh, I'm going to be a realtor. Like, where did it?
Yeah.
Like, who put the inception, or how did you get the inception?
Me? No, I mean, I've always wanted to be in real estate. It's always intrigued me. And one of the reasons why it helped me realize this is that I love, as cheesy as this sounds, I honestly really do love helping people get into their dream, whether it be, building the business or getting into a home, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
So I saw real estate as another vehicle to help people achieve one of their dreams. What I like about real estate as opposed to on the business side can be very transactional, whereas residential real estate, it's much more emotional. That may be good, that may be bad, because on the business side, it's usually just a point A to B. If you could help me get to point B, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas on the residential side, there's so much emotion, that you as lenders put into the real estate agents, and the satisfaction of seeing a first-time home buyer and seeing their kids grow up in there, it literally warms my heart. I love it. One family I had last year, they had a special needs son and 2 little girls, and they wanted a home to be close to where they could walk to school. Now, we found the perfect home. This is last year, mind you, when stuff was just crazy, when, 30, 40 offers all at one time. They were not even the highest offer. I think they were even outbid by like $50,000. Yeah. We still got them in there. We went and we basically had the family go in there, and I always go and talk to them and say why, they should probably pick this family. They didn't want to see the buyer love letter. They didn't want to see any of that. They just strictly wanted, the numbers. I was able to put together a package and explain why they should take that with Sosi's help as well too. And we got the offer. They got it accepted. The perfect location. It was.
Oh my God!
No, listen.
Here's a story about the kid that needs help. Like, man,
so
$50,000 under.
Yeah, and this is what I love seeing, especially with social media now. Is they have the keys. They were so excited, and seeing the pictures of them having birthday parties of them growing up, because they still follow them on Instagram. We follow each other, and it's seriously so heartwarming knowing that you're able to satisfy that need for that family and get them exactly what they want.
Yeah, you're part of the journey.
You're definitely part of the journey, and that's why I like being a real estate agent, because I'm part of that journey. Yeah, whether it be the first time investment, whatever it may be, it's the journey.
To be, I think, successful in your industry, you have to be able to think outside the box, especially as time evolves, every industry is getting squeezed tighter and tighter, and the only ones that last are the ones that thought outside the box to, make it happen. Yeah. So I'm just thinking about you went from Tower Records to Wells, to bank, to giving, other loans, and then to this, you are evolving. And do you feel like you're at your peak of where you've evolved, or you think what's the next level for you? Because it seems like you're in this evolving stage, and I'm like, oh, tell me more. Yeah. I'm watching this soap opera.
Always evolving. That's really what I live by, is always evolving, always learning, never being complacent of where I'm at right now. Like everything that I do, I look at and I scrutinize so much, almost to a fault. Where I just want to get better in everything I do, whether it's in video content, whether it's speaking to people, no matter what it is, whether it's being as cool as Sosi. It's just, I just have to improve.
Yeah.
And going by what you're saying about telling people, you're not sure how they're going to react. When you break somebody's reality and you shatter their reality, it hurts, because their reality they don't want their reality broken, right?
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah. So, but part of our job is to kind of break that reality as softly as we can, right?
Yeah.
And still being truthful and helping them get them where they want to be.
I think is really interesting is how you shared earlier. One of the common traits for somebody that you spoke with that was really just accelerating in business was someone who came from nothing, right? Or they were first generation here, whatever the scenario was. And I think it's something to note, because I know for myself, to be personal, I have definitely many times assumed things and privileges more as rights, right? Like it's my right to be successful.
Can you break that down?
Yeah. So I've expected success to just be there because I'm Sosi. And therefore I should be successful, or life should work out for me this way because of this, because you think that life is supposed to be fair, right? Whether it's 2 units of energy should equal 2 units of return. You think that fairness is supposed to be there. And people who come from third world countries, they've understood from a very young age, life is not fair.
It's not fair.
It is not fair. There is no 2 units always equals 2 units of energy, always equal 2 units of return. It is not fair at all. It is an opportunity for you to create something. And create means effort. It means boldness. It means courage. You got to go do. And so when you find people who have been able to accept life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean I have to lose in life, those are difference makers, And so as you were saying earlier, I think that principle is so there. And I hope that any entrepreneur listening is just being able to be self-aware too and go, where in my life do I expect life to be fair? Where in my life do I expect that things should happen the right way? And where am I missing out on controlling what my destiny is going to be because I'm not actually creating, I'm just expecting to receive.
I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they get burnt, they go find a W-2 job, a normal job, because they gave it 110% and they were expecting, I should have won.
Yeah.
Why didn't I win? And they give up. Instead of okay, well, life is not fair. I gave it 100%, 10%, I didn't win, but doesn't mean I should give up. I should give myself a chance.
Yeah. First-time home buyers, you have your uncle. Don't do that, right? Market sucks. Crashes happen. You're going to lose it all. And then that now affects your relationship with money. Like I have that all the time, right? When I see that, production is down or any type of hurt coming, I'm like, oh, everyone else was right. Like all those voices in my head that told me that this was a stupid idea, they were right. And that's the worst thing to do. And we got to break those cycles of just negativity that continue.
100%. When I first went into real estate, I had somebody tell me, are you sure you want to go into real estate right now?
Yeah. How old were you when you jumped back in?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah.
Or are you like...
No, this is genuine.
We didn't ask you what year. We asked you how old. If you asked you what year, that would have been an asshole move. Yeah.
40.
So somebody to reinvent themselves at 40, that's not easy.
It's been tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a struggle. Lots of self-doubt. I'm not going to say I've always been super confident.
Yeah.
There's doubt, as everybody has. I've been doubtful and saying, dude, can I do this? Why am I doing this? I don't deserve this.
Yeah.
But I just kick myself in the ass and say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my mind thinks. I have a goal.
At 40, did you have a kid? Are you married?
Yeah. Married, 2 kids of twins,
Bro,
14.
So yeah. At 40,
yeah.
Your wife didn't beat your ass for starting a career at 40. She went to go get a job for sure.
Bro, I was pooping my pants.
Wow, bro. Mad props.
Yeah.
Dude, trust me, my wife, like, if this don't work this time around, you're getting a job. I'm like, oh, pray to Jesus.
Bro, I have no choice to not make it work. I mean, no choice but to make it work, right? So, but yeah, it's constant evolving, constant battling with the self-doubt in my head. Yeah, you're not good enough, why are you doing this video stuff? Like, it's all the time.
Yeah.
But I just keep going.
Dude, I love that. You give yourself a chance.
I tried. I did. I definitely did.
As you're thinking to yourself, am I worth taking a chance on? And as you think to yourself, what should I be spending my time and effort on? And you also speak stories to yourself, stories that are self-sourced and stories that are other-sourced. And all this messaging is coming. Please just remember this. If you're breathing, you have life. And giving yourself a chance is defined by your entirety of living. Every moment you have breath justifies the fact that you're worthy to take a chance on yourself. So anytime you doubt, am I worth taking a chance? Take a breath. And if you can enjoy that breath, realize you have a miracle happening that justifies and sustains the idea that yes, you're worth it.